Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War World Lore event, week 8, day 4. So today we got the Archer class event. However, it was brought to my attention very recently that this is a thing now, as it kind of says in the title. Taransworld is back up. It went down for what now, a week now or so? But it's back up. It is back up. All the troop spoilers, all the juicy troop spoilers, all the everythings. Gosh, some I haven't even gotten because they came in the most recent patch of 5.1. Like some of the ones down here I haven't even saved yet. But yeah, it's back up. That sound check, I know, right? Is it too loud? No, it should be the same as yesterday. But the only reason it wasn't working or sound yesterday was because Windows didn't update. There was no update today. So it didn't stop working. But that's why it stopped working yesterday. Unfortunately. But no, unless Windows doesn't update and I forget to modify it, the audio is going to be fine. But yeah, Taransworld's back up. So all the troop spoilers, all the weekly spoilers, all the when something will be back into the drop table spoilers, it's all apparently back up. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's under different development now, but regardless, it is up. And that's the main thing that matters. But yeah, that really caught me off guard. But yeah, we got that whole website back now. For how long, I have no clue, but it seems like it's back in development now. So that is very cool. Anyways, so we still got a couple things we need to go do. Oh, Taren is still running it, is he? What made him decide to go back to it then? Did he make a forum post or something on it? Oh, he posted on his Discord page. Hopefully he has some help now so he doesn't have to do all of it himself. But that's pretty cool. Anyways, we got red Ds today. Definitely want to make sure to go grab that. Shark Week still has nothing, but we get a free thing on the 16th, so make sure to grab that. And of course, I'm still hunting for that elusive that will probably never get Epic Vault Key. Pretty sure we won't get an Epic Vault Key until the first Vault event, but I still want to try hunting for it some, if nothing else on Explore 12, so we can do some token farming. Because, as we saw the other day, yeah, we do need, for post-level 20 leveling, we are going to be needing some additional level. I believe 22 bronze level was the first one that we need them for 5 bronze. So by level 22, we will need to have 5 bronze troops per every single kingdom. So we need to start working on that. I'm pretty sure I have it partially for most kingdoms, but I need to start upgrading our lower rarity stuff and distributing it at 5 per kingdom so that we can actually make sure to go and get that. I'll actually probably look at that a little bit later this stream to see how close we're doing. And then tomorrow morning, we'll probably be grinding a whole lot, trying to see if we can find that vault key, as well as just trying to get more stuff for the upgrades. Obviously, it's going to be a little while before we hit things like 22 and further. However, I still want to be ahead of the game so we don't have to go and scramble when it gets very close. And now that Taransworld's back up, we can go check Taransworld to see how soon some of the star levels will end up being. I believe it even has a page for when it shows you when star levels change. Right over here, Max Kingdom Power. This is one I normally don't click on because there hasn't been much of a need to, but now that we might be going above 20, this page actually tells you when the max power of a kingdom will end up increasing, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't it do that? It says the max of all of them currently. I'm pretty sure it shows when... Or does it not do that? Never mind. Could have sworn it did. I thought it had a date as far as when each one would go to their next level. But if nothing else, it shows the current max level of each, so you can kind of determine which ones are pretty high and then go from there. Wait, what? Okay, I'm slightly misunderstanding this page then. Because how does that get to 20? Also, the page looks slightly broken. We'll look at it more later. Anyways, because Mystic Scale is definitely isn't 20 right now. 19 is as far as it can get. Because it doesn't have the additional troop yet. It might be in the near future, but it doesn't have it currently. Anyways, let's go run through some dailies. Also, I still haven't gotten our codes, so unfortunately no codes. But we'll still just do our normal stuff. Let's quick kill this with Explore 3. But anyways, hello everyone! Didn't even say hellos yet. Hello Isabel! Hello Bill! Hello Birdleaf! Hello Gustavo! Hello Jefferson! Hello Andre! Hello Defiant! And hello everyone else! Welcome, welcome. It's been up for 3 hours? Yeah, it just was brought to my attention by Isabel actually about an hour ago. But yeah, just recently got back up. Good to see. That was probably one of the most useful tools we've ever had. There's been a lot of third-party tools. Many of them have been useful. I don't think I've used any of them more than I have Taransworld. I still feel like overall Gems of War database has probably had the most amount of popularity. But I know in recent time Taransworld has been used a lot more because there's a lot of spoiler things that aren't in other locations. And quite a few various breakdowns of stuff. So why am I using the Urskea Shield version of this? I think I was showing it for some kind of team and then I never bothered switching it. It's not that big a deal though. Oh, gotta click battle. Really doesn't matter what weapon we're using as long as it's not blocking Rowan. They're all gonna do about the same thing. Oh, I know why this team is switched. It was from when we were trying to do Volkies and we're trying to one-shot it. And I had a feeling our Urskea Shield wouldn't have been enough, and it wasn't, unfortunately. The best strategy I found for it so far is Doom Weapon into Rowan. And as long as you hit like a skull or two, that should be enough for Rowan to clean up on max difficulty for Volkies. I'm not running through all my Volkies yet, though. At minimum, I want to wait till that one crafting material is in the drop table. And even then, I still want to hold off because we're probably going to be getting a new Volt Troop every single 11 weeks now with the new format. And for that reason, I might want to hold a bit. Because obviously, Volkies take forever to go get more of. It's not like we could just infinitely farm them. Well, we can, but only during Vault events. It is very unrealistic to do so at any other point. Oh, so this weekend is not a Vault weekend. But I still want to try finding that epic Volky, even though it's going to be exceedingly unlikely we will find one. We might not even find a Volky, let alone an epic Volky. Even during a Vault event, if we find 10 Volkies naturally, we probably would only find one epic Volky within that time based on what its drop rate is. It's about 10% of what a normal Volky is. So for example, last weekend when we got 9 Volkies, that means only one of them would have likely have been a epic Volky, if even that. Yeah, anyways, let's go clear out dungeons. Let's go do the Archer class. For Archer class, pretty easy if you have Dawnbringer. Just run Dawnbringer to triple Owlbeer. You could also run any full AoE yellow weapon into Owlbeer, and it'll work out pretty well. That's pretty much all you have to do for the event. Kind of similar to like the triple Paladin thing for when Priest class is around. Basically do the same premise for Archer. And just feed it a bunch of yellow. You can do that technically with any link, but it's really nice when it's a yellow-related troop, because Dawnbringer actually gets boost ratio on its damage from it. Oh yeah, we're doing dungeons with this. That's not enough to one-shot. It would be if we shielded. Not too big a deal, though. Yeah, we'll probably shield for this one, then. Assuming we can get full mana turn 1, which I believe we can. Looks like a pretty good board for an explosion. He'll do a little bit of a heal. Shouldn't really matter much, though. It's going to make him hit us, but she has barrier, so it's not really going to do anything, and dead. Hey, our Urskea Shield actually got to do something. There we go. And I'm not going to bother spending 50 gems on a little thing. We already have plenty enough of those diamonds. Only on Sundays is it really worth it. Anyways, let me go grab the team I showed on the weekly video and go run this for the event. Next best weapon would end up being, I forget its name. Well, Doom Dax as well, but for a cheaper option. I know what weapon it is, I just can't find it. There it is. Dancing Daggers is the cheapest best bet. You get it from 250 wins on the Drifting Stance hero class. On the Dervish hero class. But, oh, it even says right there's Dervish hero class weapon. Didn't notice that. But, yeah, this is just a nice full AoE weapon. That uses yellow that you can feed in with Owl Riders because the extra link that it has on its ability. Otherwise, you can do Doom Dax, or if you have, you can run Dawnbringer, which is, of course, the route we're going down. Let's go switch to magic, and we should be able to just tear apart everything here. That's not what I wanted. Go to games, go to Archer, and let's go claim our free 25 gems. And we'll go paste our team. Oh, wait, I don't have it on copy paste right now. Fail. It'd help if I go get it. Where'd it go? That's not the team I wanted. Where'd it go? Fail. I go there and then forget to copy it. Oh, wait, did I copy? Oh, never mind, I did. I just forgot that I forgot to do it. Or I forgot that I actually remembered to do it, I should say. There we go. Okay, we should be good to go. This can run through the entire event. Oh, you're on the final boss fight of Paper Mario. Yeah, I haven't looked into the game too much. From what I've seen from it, I still have mixed feelings compared to the old games of it. But it does look like a okay game. It's just compared to the originals, it kind of reminds me of like the current Paper Mario relative to like the older Paper Marios. Like, it's not the worst one in the series, but it's a bit disappointing compared to what it could have been. Same as the most recent Pokemon game as well, I would say. Like, it's not the worst Pokemon game in the series. They could have done so much more with it. And they kind of are with the DLC. But still. Let's see, we'll take that over for now. Because the second Paper Mario game, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, is among probably one of my top 10 games of all time. It was really solid. Actually, it might even be my favorite Mario game of all time. The only thing that might be higher than that is, well, not counting, like, Smash and stuff like that, but, you know, like, actual mainline Mario games. Other than that, Mario Sunshine might be the only one that beats it out. It was probably also one of the only few platforming Mario games I actually really liked. Because generally I don't care for them as much. Why not a red-yellow banner? Because we're primarily taking yellow. So I want to have everything in yellow, rather than +2 red, +1 yellow. Because the -1 green won't really matter, since we're probably not really casting the owlbears. But since we're trying to prioritize yellow more so than anything, I'm giving it to all in on yellow. And unfortunately, there's not a +2 yellow, +1 red, -1 something that isn't green. The banner does not exist. At least yet, anyways. Yeah, I believe there's a +2 red, +1 yellow, -1 brown, if I'm not mistaken. Which would make it so it doesn't minus any of our colors. But because these things give +3 yellow, I kind of wanted to put everything into yellow. This actually makes it, if we surge on yellow, we get full mana. Because we need 10 mana. We have, Alright, never mind. It would actually do it regardless if I had +1 or +2. Never mind. I guess that could kind of work then. Well, it doesn't really matter much. Regardless, they're going to pretty much die instantly. We still, most of these battles have no need to take green. Because it's normally quicker if we have 4 enemies still to kill, just to get Dawnbringer up, rather than getting the Owlbear up. The only time the Owlbear would be good, or not the Owlbear, I mean the Owl Rider, whatever it's called. Owlbear is a troop, but that's not the troop that it is. But, what was I just saying? But, yeah, it's not worth getting them up to go get a kill when there's multiple alive. The only instance where casting Owl Rider would actually be time efficient for this would be if that one Drake that ended up getting resummoned. If he was to get resummoned, that's probably the only time. If he was the only thing left and he got resummoned, and she has enough damage to clean up. Try for yellow off the sky, and we actually got it. Nice. Actually, we can just take another skull at this point. Be quicker. But if you take a skull off the board, rather than casting, as long as you don't trigger a cascade, it actually wins you the battle quicker than if you would have casted. This is mostly due to how long the animation takes. Oh, I wish that was enough to kill. Try for that sky yellow. One can hope. We didn't end up getting it, though. But it felt close enough that we could just take it after. So, hello, Corey! Welcome! Also, speaking of what I was saying earlier, there's actually a rumor that Mario Sunshine and several other Mario games for the, 35th anniversary of Mario might actually get re-released. That'd be kind of interesting to see. If they would do it as one whole package thing or sell them all individually or what they would do with it. I'd probably replay it on the channel. It's been ages since I played through Mario Sunshine. Let's see, how old would I have been? I think I was 8 years old when I first played it? 9? Somewhere around there. Let's see. I'll take that for now. I'll try for Sky Red. Hey, we actually got it. Nice. Gotta go for them. I'll be 26 this year. I'm already 25 right now. November 4th. We'll be 26. What do we even take here? Grab that over. That's not really gonna help speed up the battle though. We mostly need to take its mana. Unless we're gonna take 3 more instant 1 pokes. At this rate, we're kind of going towards that path. It's not the ideal way to win. Oh, come on, why didn't you Surge? That would have been full mana. Oh well. There we go. He's gonna get a revive here. Now here would be a good time to go cast Owlbear. I mean Owl Rider. Though the banner wouldn't have made any difference on getting full mana. Oh, I forgot you auto cast. You just hit weakest. Let's see, let's take that. It's gonna be a weird battle. There we go. Which soul farming team? There's a couple. Yeah, I need to recover a video on that. I haven't done one for a little while. And there's one rather meta one that my previous soul farming video actually has not mentioned. But there are basically 4 tiers of soul farming teams. It is Triple Warlock Valkyrie, which is the absolute cheapest. Then your next best bet is Dragon Soul Double Azurus into anything with Purple Storm. This is either fully traded Umberwolf or any hero class with Purple Storm. Normally Necromancer because it gives some extra souls as well. The next best bet is Dragon Soul Double Fair Shra. And if you don't have Fair Shras, replacing them with Azuruses. Or, you know, like one Fair Shra and one of the Azurus. And then having Umberwolf all the way in last slot, which is more consistent than having hero there. Even though you won't gain class XP, you'll have Perpetual Purple Storm in case it goes longer than 4 battles. And lastly, the other team that works, which is about as good as the Double Fair Shra version, is Sacrificial Priest, Phylactery, Fair Shra, and Leprechaun. And that is a team that actually only uses 1 Fair Shra, despite pretty much being the same speed as 2 Fair Shra team. The only problem with it is it requires very, very high base attack. You have to have enough base attack to win Explore 1. And Explore 1 might sound low. The Sacrificial Priest does very little damage. I believe that's actually the hardest one to build. Even though it only uses 1 Fair Shra instead of 2. Just because you need such a ridiculously high attack stat for it to work. Unless they ever buff Arachnia, it's going to be really hard to get that high of attack. I forget the exact threshold you need. Some explorers are a little bit easier than others. But to consistently kill, you need almost every attack bonus currently within the game. But yeah, they're both the fastest one. The Phylactery team and the Double Fair Shroud team are pretty much both the same speed. I haven't done like an extensive time test on them to know for sure. But from what I've experienced with them, they're about the same speed. Even though the other one uses one whole less Fair Shroud. And the main reason why that is quicker is because it can max souls immediately. Whereas the other one has to cast 3 times the max souls. Which is where the biggest difference comes in. So even though it's getting less souls per battle, it gets those souls within, like, no time at all. But yeah, the Phylactery team, if it gets a good explosion off a Leprechaun, can actually win a battle at the exact same pacing as a Rowan team. While still getting, like, max capacity souls, which is pretty insane. Ah, there we go. 25 gems. Okay, next order of business. We finish out all the main dailies, other than delves, which I don't really bother with these days. Now, next order of business is to go and hunt 20%. Want to go get more material for the upgrades. And I also want to go and see if we can randomly, out of pure awesome luck, get a epic vault key somehow. Which would be pretty cool. But anyways, let me also go check something. I want to get 5 troops upgraded per kingdom. That or the higher kingdoms. Let's see. Let me track every single kingdom currently. That is 19 or above. That is Pansville. No, that's not Pansville. Let's see. What's the list? I think it's only 3 or 4 right now. How many kingdoms are currently 19? Or 18, because Asian, I believe, is going to 20. I don't know. Let's just do it based on all of them. Be a little bit annoying having to go to each one like that. I mean, going and trying to figure that out. So, let's see. Adana currently has 0. Oh, gosh. Maybe I should do it based on which ones are getting close. These might actually be pretty low. Blackhawk has 1. Gosh, it's going to be so hard. You know how hard it is going to be to get 5 bronze on every single one of them? But then again, I guess you technically only need... I guess, you know what? That's actually not that bad. If we keep a small reserve of them, that actually won't be too bad. Because 5 bronze on common, rare, and ultra rare quite literally means you only need one of these, one of these, and one of these, plus 2. And if you have that, you can just do it. So if you have like 2 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these, boom. Or 1, 2, 2, or however you want to break it down. Because every single kingdom should have like about 2 or so common, rare, ultra rare, if not more. Normally more. And yeah, then you just need basically 2 of each of these, and boom, you easily have 5 bronze. So never mind. 5 bronze is actually pretty easy then, if you break it down that way. Obviously, getting them all the way to gold is a different story. But for the 5 bronze task, that's actually not too bad. You can actually farm that within an hour or so, or make it maybe a little longer than an hour. But in a few hours, you could actually farm all the material you need between these 3 to upgrade a single kingdom. Because if it was only to bronze, you use one of these, one of these, one of these, boom. On the common rares and ultra rares. So it'd be pretty straightforward. Anyways, still want to go farm. Specifically with this team over here. The great All Zugaf. Oh, so hello, John. Welcome. And hello, Matt. Oh, we got troop names for Tinker Tower now? Oh, yeah, I don't think I saw their details yet. We should go over it real quick. I already have the website open. Tinker Tower, I believe, is in a week or two, too. Yes, it's next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend, right? That's when that comes down to. Is that the following weekend? Let's see. This weekend is... No, it's 2 weeks from now. Because tomorrow's the 14th. So yeah, it does. It literally says the days right there. 14 days. Yeah, it's 2 weeks from now. Not 1 week from now. I forgot. Tomorrow's already Friday. But yeah, 2 weeks from now we'll have these guys. Oh, it doesn't say what they do, though. Oh, I thought it had the info on them. It just has the images. And their names. We don't actually have info on them yet. Never mind. Well, I guess we can't read over it. It's all to be determined. It's actually kind of surprising that's still to be determined. If they're being released in 2 weeks from now, and they're probably going over in a week. As soon, TM. Intensifies. I'm so glad Taransworld's back up as well. Let's see, we'll go for that for now. Killed that so he doesn't agile us like he has been for almost half these battles now. Yeah, the soon TM thing is just a joke for when things keep happening or keep getting delayed so much that the soon is trademarked. Oh yeah, you have immune to burning. I was expecting that to kill. Fail. Good, he didn't agile us this time. Gotta remember to kill the fire immune ones. Otherwise our skulls do so much less damage. 3 times less. It's almost like they have that one ice armor ability on them. If they have immune to burning. Pretty much the same amount of reduction. Yeah, Phoenicia is a lot of fun to use. She's available this week. And if you're a little bit later into the game, she's highly advised to get. She's pretty meta for quite a few things. While there's no piece of content that she'll unlock as far as, you know, what stuff you wouldn't have been able to do prior, she's very quick at running things. And she's the quickest option for running a couple of specific things within the game. Most noteworthy locations being daily adventure board, dungeons, and pet battles. All 3 of which she's pretty much the quickest option in the entire game for. She's a good time saver troop. Most of which affect you daily. That's weird, he didn't go for the skull. Nor did I, though. Let's see. Just because I didn't need it. It's quicker doing it this way. Come on, Nisha. That is not a Nisha. What's the typical Phoenicia team? She's normally ran with any weapon in first slot that doesn't block her. Followed by Phoenicia, followed by Leprechaun, followed by Mirage Queen. It is almost identical to the Rowan team. The only difference is that you use Phoenicia. And sometimes your first slot weapon is different. But it's pretty much the same build you run for Quick Kill Rowan. Normally just a weapon switch out. Also, weapon normally matters a little bit more on the Phoenicia team than it does on Rowan team. Whereas on Rowan team, you could pretty much run anything. On Phoenicia, if you need a double caster, like in pet battles, you normally want to run a mana accumulating option there, or something that can clean up whatever she doesn't kill, one or the other. Though similar to the Rowan team, you want to make sure that ideally that whatever you choose as her first slot does not block her mana. What class would you recommend? You should almost always run it with Sunspear. Unless you're leveling hero classes, then run any hero class that has Red Storm. But more often than not, you almost always run her with Sunspear, because you have Perpetual Red Storm and her ability needs those. Especially if you're doing pet battles. If you're doing other pieces of content, it doesn't matter as much. Like if you're going to be one-shotting the entire enemy team, it doesn't matter as long as you use a Red Storm hero class. But if you're doing pet battles, you kind of have to use Sunspear, because he has Perpetual Red Storm. And the 7th and 8th battle, or even the 6th battle sometimes, has enough durability that you will not one-shot it. So you need the Perpetual Red Storm to last long enough for you to be able to kill them all. So you need Sunspear so it keeps refreshing. What do we go for here? We'll take that over. Yeah, Sunspear doesn't have to be maxed for it, but it is helpful. Actually, one nice thing about Phoenicia builds is it actually works even if your Sunspear is level 0, as long as you have it fully traded. Because the main thing you need is his final trait when using a Phoenicia. Well, Taransworld is back up, so you don't need to worry about that anymore. Taransworld is back up. As of literally hours ago. As the title also mentions. Yep. Right over here. Let's see, what's next week's troop? We're actually getting 2 next weeks for Glacial Peaks. I haven't actually peeked at these yet. Let's see. Deal magic plus 3 damage to an enemy, boosted by blue allies and blue gems. That could be okay in early game, but later in the game this could be pretty bad. Become enraged when an enemy casts a spell. I believe that's a new trait. Mage Hunter? I am pretty sure that's a new trait. Right? I don't think anything currently has that. That definitely seems new. That's a pretty cool mechanic. Enrage whenever an enemy casts. That's actually a pretty useful trait. This troop overall is pretty bad. But that trait on something else could actually be really meta. Being able to enrage every single time after the enemy casts. That's not as good as getting enraged when you get a kill. But yeah, that'll be the only troop that has it. Interesting. It's an interesting trait. It won't be like one of the best enraging options, but it's definitely pretty cool. Anyways, next one is deal magic. This one will be in. Wait, where's this one coming from? One of them would be in glory. Why is there 2 epics? Oh, because the other one is for Tower of Doom. I mean, not Tower of Doom, I mean Invasions. That's weird, we're still getting another new invasion troop. But yeah, it deals magic plus 4 damage to an enemy. And if they are a tower, obviously 3 to 5. And based on Ascension. And if the enemy dies, create 11 blue. That's not horrible, at least for the game mode itself. And other than that, basically just has this normal skull, extra damage, and everything else is pretty irrelevant. But, yeah, we got a new invasion troop? That's weird. Very weird. Wait, we have a weak evasion and a weekend invasion next week? That's pretty funny. Why not go for Orb in the Clash Trial? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, because it's too expensive. It costs 250 to 500 gems to go get the orb. 250 if you're lucky, 500 if you're not. And that's way too expensive for a random orb. Oh, you gotta agile it. Super dead. You lost a glory troop that came along the first week of campaigns. You'll be able to find it in the Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest drop table. In a week from now, right? Because we're on the 4th week right now. So yeah, that'd be the 5th week or so. We should be back in drop table. You're not talking about the campaign troop, right? But if you're just referring to the glory troop, they normally come in about 1 month after they were originally introduced. I forget what rarity it is, but should be in Glory Gem Guild VIP key drop table. Or maybe not VIP keys, depending on its rarity. They're not always back in exactly 1 month after, though. Sometimes it's 3 weeks, sometimes it's longer. Like 4, 5, 6 weeks. It was an epic rarity? Okay. So yeah, it would be in all those drop tables then. By next Monday, it should be. Does Taransworld have a Soulforge spoiler? Yes. Well, kind of. As much as any location can. Because we never know what it will be in the following week. We just know what has and has not came into the drop table. And Taransworld's tool for it isn't the greatest. But it's the best we have. Because the tool on his website doesn't break down what is currently within the drop table. It just mentions what is currently out of the drop table. So you have to do the inverse of it and figure it out yourself. But, yeah, it's underneath this tool over here. Taransworld.com underneath Soulforge history. And go to troops. And you can see what current cycle is. So anything that's currently on 17... Anything that has 17 next to it are currently mythics that cannot appear in Soulforge. So, for example, something like Draculus cannot appear in Soulforge for a while. Same as something like Vashtagan won't be able to be in Soulforge for quite a while. However, we're on a relatively new cycle, so almost everything is in drop table right now. Like, you can still get Iron Gut, you can still get Ketris, you can still get Farish Ra, you can still get pretty much all the good ones. The only 10 mythics you can't get are right over here underneath the 17s. And the only 10 that you cannot get for a while, for probably several months, like 3-4 months, will be Phoenicia, Suna, Possessed King, Tanye, Champion of Guard, Draculus, Queen of Sin, Wolf Garrick, Gargantar, and Vashtagan. Every other mythic in the game could literally be next week. Which specific for, we have not the slightest clue, because it's impossible to know, because it doesn't get determined until Monday. There's no way to ever know ahead of time. We just know what isn't in the drop table. And while Taransworld's tool is pretty useful, unfortunately it does not break down what the full list of everything that can be the drop table is. It just tells you what already has been. So we know that those 12 or however many that this was were the ones that will not be in the drop table. However, it doesn't list out a full list of what will be potentially in the drop table. But basically you just subtract whatever's in current cycle from the total number of mythics in the game. And everything that was not mentioned is potentially possible for next week and all subsequent weeks until the entire cycle is complete. Same applies for legends, but there's way more legends and most people don't pay attention to them as much because they're not as relevant compared to mythic cycle. If someone buys a pass after week 5, Do they get the stars they missed retroactively? Yes. So if you missed any of the rewards, or you know, if you completed up to like stage 5, and then you go and buy the pass, but you didn't prior, you still got all the rewards up to that point. Similarly, if you were to buy the elite pass, or you know, the more expensive one, it still gives you 20 stars per week for every single week that has already gone by. So if you buy it on something like week 6, you would get 120 stars, you know, 20 per week, even if you buy it midway through. But yeah, whenever you buy the pass, it's as if you had the pass the entire time. How can you calculate your expected hourly gem income from tribute? I'm not sure the formula on that, to be honest. It's rather complicated. Though, based on what you said, your average should be around 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken. But as far as how to do the math on it, I have not the slightest clue. There's a lot of percents that you need to end up figuring out. But I generally know at most percents what the gem rate comes out to. As far as the exact math, I have not the slightest clue. But no, if you're at 24s, that should be about 6, I would say. Because I know at 34 fours, you'd be getting close to 9 per hour. And I'm not even sure what I'm up to these days. It's definitely higher than 15 per hour. Somewhere's around there. Hey, we actually got one good token today. Got an Anu. That's what we want to see. Oh, we actually got a meta out of it too. Nice. Got the full upgrade. Let's keep hunting them. Due to the most recent patch, we'll be needing 1.5 billion of them. We already knew we were going to be needing them, though. But now there's even more incentive to go and get them, because they'll be required for kingdom upgrades soon, TM. I don't think the first kingdom will be needing any amount of elite levels until about like midway through next year. That's still good to be ahead of the game. Because we're getting our first level 20 this year. But those level 20 kingdoms would need to get another 2 troops before they become 22able. Oh, I could have just taken Skull. Whoops. Could have already won. Oh, I also could have won with Flamer Fur. Fail twice in a row. I would just take that. And I don't even cast the Zukov that we were working towards. Hate when I do that. The other really annoying one is when you're doing a Rowan build and there's like 4 times or 5 times blue on the board or green, and then you end up exploding, and then you notice it as you were clicking the explosion button. Because you could have won like 2 or 3 seconds quicker by taking the mana. And of course, when your battle's like 15 seconds long, 2 or 3 seconds is a huge amount of time. Obviously, these battles that we're doing right now are longer. When I say 15 seconds, I'm referring to Rowan build. These are a lot closer to like 30, 35 seconds. And that counts the full cycle, including loading screens, which is why the time sounds so high. Oh, why did I not kill the immune to burning one? Whoops. Yeah, I still take the skull even as I'm saying that. The extra turn skull is too tempting. I might as well just kill him normally at this point. There we go. I remember to kill the burning one. What hero class do you use on this team? I am currently using, good question, what am I using? Dragon Guard. Slayer is quicker, but it's riskier. But Slayer does actually win quicker on this build. I personally don't use it because I find Slayer dies too often. It's one of those instances where Slayer wins quicker, but its win rate per hour is slower than Dragon Guard, I've found. Even though its quickest win is quicker than Dragon Guard. We got a Nisha! Let's see if we can find another Nisha. Oh! Wait, that was the Nisha we've been needing for a couple weeks now to go get a medal. We did it. Now let's go get another 9. And then another billion of them. But I think that's our, yeah, 5th one. 5 Nishas. Now we just need a couple 100 more. Gosh. Oh, where's the 20%? There it is, Leonis Empire. Yeah, once we finally have 9 of them, we can upgrade our first Mythic at 100% chance. Because we need to keep 3 spares for just having. That'd be interesting if we could actually hit that by the end of the year. I'm not sure I'll be able to. But since we'll be token farming a lot over the next couple months, unless they do some kind of treasure hunt arena rework, we might be able to. Also, they might add more ways to get them into the future. I sure hope so, with how many kingdoms how many you need for eventual kingdom upgrades. You're 1 shy of 7 right now? Nice. Yeah, I haven't been farming Nishas from like January to June. I wasn't really farming Nishas at all. Well, in the last month or two, I've started getting back to farming. So really, I've only been farming for 4 months. Half October, November, half of December, and then I didn't really start back again until like the later half of June. But now we've been going full swing back into Nisha grinding. And the main reason we took a gap there is because I was trying to max out every hero class in the game. Which Mythic will I upgrade first? I'm deliberately not using any of my Nishas, because that determination will be done once I actually have all my Nishas. Because the meta is likely to shift by the time I actually have enough to go upgrade them all. And for that reason, I am holding. I am somewhat considering Phoenicia. However, Phoenicia isn't really used in hard content. It's just used to win things quicker. But I have been considering putting into Phoenicia. My only concern with Phoenicia, though, is it's very easy for them to add a single troop that can outbeat Phoenicia. Whereas something like an Iron Gut, we are very unlikely to ever get another Iron Gut. Theoretically, that one most recent Mythic was actually the new Iron Gut. But it's so weak that it's not Iron Gut. Oh, also, speaking of that, I almost forgot. Today's the last day for you to get that Mythic. I haven't mentioned that a single time this stream. But don't forget, if you're still looking to get the Mythic that came out last Friday, you have like 6 hours left. Metal Gargantar, no. But yeah, if you want, I keep forgetting his name. If you want Amarek, you got 6 hours. The exact time is 6 hours and 5 minutes. So yeah, 6 hours. But yeah, you got 6 hours to go get Amarek. Make sure to go do so in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest if you want to still hunt for it. Because otherwise you're going to have to basically use 4,000 diamonds for him. Because the only other easy way to potentially get him is through event keys. And that's going to cost you a lot more than how many gem keys it would. To try to get it now. So if you're looking to get him, now's the time. Got 6 hours left. He's not really too important to go get though. Especially since the other Broken Spire Mythic is pretty decent. It's in Furnace. Because normally you want to prioritize getting whichever one is better. And there is an argument to be made that Infernus is actually more useful. Because if you have Iron Gut, he'll be a better version of the Mythic that just came out. I don't know, I'm overall not too huge a fan of the most recent Mythic. It's not horrible. It's just very situational and very risky to use. Oh, that didn't actually kill. Right, there we go. Oh, I thought it would be another Nisha for a second. I saw the word new, and it's like, oh, I already know I maxed out Nisha. But no, it's not a Nisha again. That would have been fun, 2 back-to-back Nishas. I have done that before. I've never gone 3 back-to-back. We have done 2. Similar to Volkies. I've done 2 back-to-back Volkies, but never 3. But yeah, tomorrow I want to get a lot more grinding on this as well. Even though I know it's very unlikely we're going to get that new Volky. But that is the goal while just farming more tokens. It is exceedingly unlikely we'll get it though. We'll be lucky if we even get a normal Volky, let alone the rarer one. Because it's not a Vault event this weekend, it's just a normal weekend. Actually, there's no event going on this weekend. Actually, let me go check Taransworld again. But now that we have Taransworld. But there should be nothing this weekend. The other spoiler website mentioned that as well. I'll go double check. So this weekend, the full list of what we have is nothing. Right, that's the right date. Yep, nothing. We have nothing. It still seems very weird, given all the events that they could be doing for it, to still have an empty weekend. We don't even have a pet, if I'm not mistaken, which is even weirder, too. I don't even think we're getting a Saturday pet. Actually, it would tell you in-game if we were. We'll go see. I don't think we are. No, we're not even getting a Saturday pet. We're getting nothing. It is literally a weekend of nothing. Other than the fact that we got a new patch this week. And no Friday content, no Saturday content, and obviously no Sunday content. They never release content on Sundays. What do we go for here? Go throw that down. Oh, normally when it comes to putting gems towards a faction, I wouldn't really advise doing it unless you can go all the way to pure faction, because it'd be pretty pricey doing so otherwise. Let's see, we'll take that over. But yeah, those Saturday pet weekends were kind of useful for bringing in old pets, like old event pets. Because we don't normally get to see them. I wish there was a consistent way that they could really bring all of them back in. Because there's a lot of cosmetic pets people don't have that came in ages ago that they've been adding over the last few years. Many of which, if people just started in the last year, are probably missing. And while they have cycled through them in the past, we've been getting them at a pretty slow rate. And them offering it for money isn't quite the same, because you can't like mass buy it all the way to max, which is something that we might need to be doing for these new kingdoms. So if they really want to add a gem sink, just let us go buy all the old event pets. They sink like 2,500 gems each. They really want a gem sink. Literally just make them all available at once. And you could sink tens of thousands of gems, because they might actually be required for kingdom upgrades soon. And I might actually go for them every single time I start seeing them now, because we have gotten confirmation that having them at level 20 will be required, most likely, due to the new upgrades. While we are likely to get a bunch of pets in that time, there's a chance that the cosmetic pets will actually be required for upgrading some of them. And not just having the cosmetic pets, but having the max at level 20. However, we will now be getting a new max pet once every 11 weeks through campaigns. Well, assuming people spend the battle pass, or, you know, get the battle pass. But if you get the base battle pass, even the cheapest one, it does give you a new maxed pet every 11 weeks. Which is worth 2,500 gems if you were to do it by manual means. And you will be able to do it by manual means if you are playing fully free-to-play. The pet will be available a couple weeks after the event, and you'll be able to then go and buy gems to buy it up. Or to simply do it, just have a single cosmetic copy of it. Obviously all variants of it are cosmetic. The only purpose for upgrading is for kingdom levels. And we got confirmation as of the other day that level 20 pets will be required, and you will need, I believe, as many as 4 of them. 4 level 20 pets from a kingdom to reach 1 to star levels. I believe it was 28. We went over it last night. Half of which was me being silent. But when audio was working, we went over it last night. I want to cover that in a video soon, too. I will cover this weekend, since there isn't really anything else to go over. Kind of just do a summary of all the more interesting, juicy bits from the most recent patch. Some of the stuff that aren't evident just by looking at the patch notes, and some of them that are just literally in the patch notes. That reminds me, did we ever get confirmation on what the drop table is for the Daemon pet? I still have not seen it anywheres. I assume it's 20, 50, 100 Chaos Shards, but I have not seen confirmation anywheres. Teams for Explore 12. Rowan to Urscaea Shield's pretty good. It's really cheap too. Rowan, Urscaea Shield Rowan, Leprechaun, and Harpy Mage. And actually, you can go Mirage Queen. It depends which way you want to play it. But you have to cast either Urskea's Shield or Rowan twice. Oh, that'd be weird if its drops are 20, 25, 30. I'm almost guaranteed it would have at least 3 drops. Because all the gnomes have at least 3 drops. That would be really weird if it was 20, 25, 30. It might be, though. I wouldn't be too surprised. They always do weird things with Chaos Shards that don't make any sense. They really overvalue like Chaos Shards in the game. They're worse than gem keys. Like each 20 shards is worse than a gem key. They devalue it as almost like more than a gem key. It's really weird. Yeah, I still haven't actually seen them as a result of a battle. Though it's mostly because I've been doing Explore 12, and Explore 12 battles normally take a bit longer than like Explore 3 spam or stuff. But I still haven't seen one yet. Haven't gotten him as a drop and haven't actually seen one in a battle. Though we know he exists. He's out there somewhere. Yeah, Chaos Shard becomes the increasingly dead resource as time goes on. Especially if you do daily delves. Which I haven't even been doing for a while just because of how useless Chaos Shards are. Like every drop that you get from them just becomes useless over time. Because the main drops you get from doing delves are Legendary Ingot, Mythic Ingots, and Chaos Shards. All 3 of those eventually hit a wall where you don't need them anymore. Yeah, live chat above me has been weird the last few days. I'm not sure why. I noticed it hasn't been showing up as well. Hey, an Anu. Gosh, we got 2 Anus and a Nisha. The playback on the side should be working, though. Both during a stream and after a stream. But yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Because after we run through one more chest, I think that'll be the last one we go for. Hopefully we'll get a Nisha outfits. And then we'll continue to grind tomorrow morning. No new content to go over tomorrow. But nothing else. We can still answer questions about the patch and other things. And go and hunt for some Volkies. Or not Volkies, but well, I guess technically indirectly Volkies. But mostly for tokens. Who knows? Maybe we can get lucky enough to find an epic Volkie. Actually, has any of you found an epic Volkie yet? I assume no. They're exceedingly rare when it's not a Vault event. But technically possible. Hello, Chad! Yeah, Delves do give 2 class XP each, and you can get some pretty quick kills if you can get a level 20 farm. And even at 50, it's not that bad for speed. I still found casual 1 PvP to be quicker, though. Assuming you haven't upgraded your rating yet. You got one with 2 major orbs? Nice. This is a weird situation. I shouldn't have taken that. Oh, don't kill my Zugov. No! Oh no, hold up. What even has this battle become now? What did I just do? What did I just do? I think we just lost. We're almost to that point. What on earth is this battle? We need 2 more pokes. We need 1 more poke. Though I think we're also in 1 poke range after he does this thing. Oh no, we're in 2 poke range. It's fine. Safe for now. Trying to lure him into setting up for us. Yeah, I might just have to take that blue. Looks dangerous though. Yep, that's what I thought. Though we got the win. What a weird win. We take those though. And this is why you gold rarity your Leprechaun. You never know when you're going to need that HP on him. Because all he gets is durability, so his extra stats that he gets from being gold normally does nothing. But occasionally you get to use it. Although in that battle we technically didn't even use it either, because our HP never got low enough that he would have survived from having the extra stats. Because I believe he gains about 22 extra durability from being gold medaled. But at no point were we under 22 during that battle. Well, I guess it did give us a sense of safety by having that extra durability, because if we didn't have that durability, he would have been in 1-shot skull range, which might have made us play it a little bit differently. Because we were playing that as if we could be hit by 2 hits, which we could. Whereas if we didn't have the durability, we would have been 1-shottable by the end of the battle. At least by a skull anyways, his ability still wouldn't have killed. Because for whatever reason, the ability on that thing is such low damage. I'm not sure why. It's actually one of the weaker foilies in the game. And all it gets extra is like a little web ability thing. Not sure why they always made it so low. What faction can be done without potions? Crypt is the easiest, I would say. Though it's purely luck-based. The other one would be Stone Song Airy. Because you can summon spam against their summon spam. And their summon spam keeps getting weaker, whereas yours stays the same durability. It's still pretty difficult, though. Neither of them are, like, super, super easy. But they are the easiest, too. Crypt and Stone Song Airy. There's also theoretically several others if you're going to go for a lot of stats. But those are the easiest two with like level 100 or a little bit higher than that. Theoretically, several of them could get pretty easy if you go for like 200, 250 stats or something. Or like 200 with 50% bonus. Scott. Yeah, some of the battles go like ultra quick. It's pretty funny. It's one of the things I really like about Gems of War. It has really interesting pacing compared to most games. Like the rate of your normal farming battle was absurdly quick pace. Hey, we got a 3rd Anu. Nice. We got 3 Anus and a Nisha tonight. I am liking that. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. The most recent delve of Illithia is actually a pretty good one to go for with without potions. But yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's all the way in top right. Almost forgot about that. But yeah, Illithia, really great place for no potion. It's actually probably top 3. Those 3. Oh no, why do you say Amethyrax? Amethyrax has an infinite loop. But the chance that you get the infinite loop without potions is very unlikely because of how long the battle has to go on. I wouldn't probably place that within it. With potions, I probably would. Place it as like one of the absolute easiest cakewalk ones to just tear through. But without potions, you can't really get as consistent of an infinite loop on it. Which makes it not as viable. But yeah, I would say Crypt, Stone Song Airy, and Illithia, the most recent one, are the 3 easiest spear factions with no potion whatsoever. Deep Hive? Yeah, Deep Hive has a similar loop to that of to that of Amithrax. I personally find it to be, both of them to be pretty inconsistent at looping though, from my experience. When will the donations in the description be updated? Oh yeah, I need to go do that soon. We'll do it at some point. They have to be manually changed. It gets automatically updated on the website for the donation link, but it doesn't get automatically updated on my page, so I need to go do that. I just have to backtrack every single number. It already has every single exchange over, like, ever. years back. I just need to update it for this year. I don't think I've updated a single time this year, actually. I need to. Anyways, any other questions? Any other anythings? Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow. I might sleep in a little bit tomorrow, but we'll probably be up around 11 noon or so. Eastern Standard Time, which is like, what, about 14 hours from now, tomorrow? And we'll probably just be messing around with farming. I'll be messing around trying to farm as many more Anus and niches as we can, getting a bunch more tokens, and going from there, because we're not getting any piece of new content tomorrow. So a good time just to do whatever. So we'll be farming up tokens, since that's a new thing that we'll be needing for post-level 20 leveling, specifically starting at as early as level 22. So we'll need to start working on that, because we can see from some of the ones we went into, we don't even have like 1 or 2 for some kingdoms, yet we need 5 bronze for the next one. Bronze won't be as bad, but then we're going to need silvers, and then we're eventually going to need golds. And then at one point, way down the line, we're going to need 20 golds for a single kingdom. That is going to be absurdly hard. I don't even think I have as much as like 3 golds in a single kingdom currently, let alone 20. But we're going to be far away from a level 30 kingdom. We're like years away, like 3+ years before we see a 30. The first 22 could probably appear early next year though. So do be wary of that. And that's when you're going to start needing bronze elite levels. So if you haven't really been working on it, that's something you'll need to be doing to try to poke at it. Bronze level shouldn't be that bad, but once we start getting into silvers, and especially once we start getting into golds, it's going to start getting a lot more difficult. Will I make videos on what metals are the best on the best teams everyone uses? Examples like Rowan and Leprechaun team. You mean for like the meta teams, or just for teams in general? We have gone over it before for teams, like what token setups are like some of the better ones. And I think that team was even mentioned during the video as well. But we might re-mention that at some point. Maybe if we ever get like another metal add to the game. We haven't really gotten one other than seasons. I'm still hoping that they will add more over time. It's something that they have mentioned that they would do. But we still haven't gotten the Arachnia buff yet, because right now seasons is just a better version of Arachnia. And we still haven't gotten another one. Hopefully both of those will happen simultaneously. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen with the treasure hunt and arena rework. Maybe they'll add a medal to both of them that are unique to both those game modes to incentivize actually doing them. That'd be pretty good, because it would give a new way to actually upgrade things while actually giving both of them some kind of actual reason to go play them, at least initially anyways. Be kind of cool if they did that. We still don't know what they're going to be doing with the treasure hunt arena rework. Supposedly it's going to be this year. However, they haven't mentioned that recently, so I'm not sure if that's still within their plans, because they mentioned that before the virus was even a thing. But I don't know. I'm still really hoping that that becomes a thing, the arena treasure hunt rework. They mentioned it about a year ago, so with their track record, that means it's probably next year, because it takes about 2 years after they say something for it to actually get added into the game. Chad, what was your question? When doing Explore 12, do all troops have to be metaled up? No. You can easily do Explore 12 with no metal troops whatsoever. Or Scale Shield to Rowan into Mirage Queen Leprechaun, that kind of build. That can be done with no metals whatsoever. Like, you don't need anything metal to make that work. Having Rowan metaled would make a little bit of a difference, but it's not going to make a break. Makes you only get 6 additional damage, which is obviously pretty small when you're dealing with that highest stats. But, oh, why Harpy Mage? Harpy Mage, if you need to cast something multiple times, sometimes it's better to go down the Harpy Mage route. Because if you cast Leprechaun and then cast Harpy Mage, you'll be able to explode, then cast, then explode, then cast. That's one of the reasons behind Harpy Mage. Harpy Mage starts with 75% mana. However, if you cast Leprechaun, you're pretty much getting that 100% to full mana, since it's only missing like, what, 4 mana or something. So it's almost guaranteed that it will gain full mana, even if it's blocked on a color. So you can normally Leprechaun, cast a spell, Harpy Mage, cast a spell, and then win. That's one of the reasons why Harpy Mage is sometimes better than running a 50% mana start. It also kind of depends on your playstyle and what is actually the objective of the team. And if multiple things actually get the 50% rather than just one. It depends on a lot of factors and how you kind of want to play it. But Harpy Mage is used occasionally instead, due to the fact that you can explode into an explode. And you can explode between the cast to get the full mana. It also works really well if you are using it into something that is really brown oriented. So if something that you need on your team that's core to actually winning is brown, can help a lot because it creates a brown storm. How many gems should you save for Tinkertown? Generally speaking, if you're looking to try to get a pure faction done, you want to save at least 2,510, I would say. However, it can be done with as low as about 2,910 or 2,110 if you do literally every single room. So if you have that amount and you actually feel like doing the time to take every single one, you can. Normally, I do something closer to 2,310 or 2,510, but I start skipping around 200. This costs a couple hundred gems more, but it saves hours upon hours. So I normally do it that way, just for sanity's sake. Because it saves, I think, like 2, 3, 4 hours of the event. I think closer to 2 or 3. But saves a really hefty amount of time just for a few hundred gems. And since we get so many for free off of like tribute and stuff, it's normally worth the time save. But if you're a little bit lower on gems and wouldn't mind putting the time in, you can do it for a bit cheaper. I normally do it for slightly more expensive though. And the other reason for that is to make sure I have enough stats to actually do pure faction. Some pure factions can be exceedingly difficult. And obviously every pack you get is 7 all stats, which can add up. Also, one interesting factor that we'll have for this pure faction is we'll actually have a substantial amount of bonus stats for when the faction is coming in. It's going to be coming in 2 weeks from now. So that means your amount of stats that you will have are as follows, assuming you've done all of campaign. So if you've done all of the campaign up to that point, if you bought in a normal pass or no pass at all and you're playing free to play, you will have 15 HP, 3 attack, 5 armor, and 2 magic on top of all the extra stats for the faction. And if you bought the elite pass, you will have an additional 2 magic on top of that. So this is the amount of stats that you would have as bonus on top of everything else for when you do the faction events in 2 weeks from now. And potentially 2 extra one if you bought the extra pack, which obviously isn't going to make too big a difference in delves, but it adds up a little bit. It's almost a potion effect, a little bit less obviously, particularly in magic and attack. And in HP it's like 2 potion effects, but obviously that's not as useful as a stat, just as good for not dying. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Anything I missed? Anythings? Otherwise, I'm probably going to be wrapping up for now. Let's see. We'll be back, as I mentioned, about 13, 14 hours or so from now. And at that point, we'll be farming more vaults. Or, I mean, not vaults. I wish we could get the epic vault key. One can hope. But we'll indirectly be hunting for the vault key, but primarily be trying to just get more tokens so we can start getting everything upgraded and start working towards that achievement. We're still a little bit off from it. Oh, yeah, this thing is open, so I can't see it. But if we go open this right over here, we still got a little ways to go to get that achievement. I do have like about 5-10 more upgrades I could do right now. However, we are currently at 55 upgrades, as it says. So we need 45 more. I probably have enough to do about 10 of them currently. So we're about 2/3 the way there. But we still need to go do the other 1/3 because we still have this achievement from, gosh, multiple patches ago that we still haven't been able to go and complete. So we'll need to get around to that. And this one is related to delves. I mean, this one's related to campaign, This one's related to finishing the entirety of campaign. And this one is we need to go find an epic vault, which, no worries, we shall hunt for it. We will eventually find it. It'll probably take us until next vault event, which is still like 3-4 weeks from now before we even get there. But actually, let's go use Taransworld to go check. When's next vault event? This is when you'll be able to realistically farm for the epic vault key, if you haven't already found one. But I'm pretty sure this is when most people will be getting there first, including myself. Let's see, when is the next vault event? Next vault event is on the September 11th. So basically a month from now. But yeah, September 11th to the 13th, which, yeah, quite literally a month from now. But the 11th to the 13th is the next vault event. So that's when you're realistically going to be able to go and hunt for the epic vault key. It'll also be the first instance where we get to see the buffed up vault system. They have a pity timer now that will automatically give you some normal vault keys, which is pretty cool. So no longer will you be going an entire vault weekend and getting 0 vault keys. Playing out the vault weekend will now give you a guarantee amount of some amount of vault keys. You'll still have the normal drop table, but you'll have a guaranteed drop table as well on top of that. So that's going to be pretty cool, given that it basically has a small pity timer to it now, which is probably one of the first things in the entire game that actually has like a pity timer kind of thing set up to it. But it's mostly because a lot of people could get discouraged with the event in the past. They've kind of noticed because obviously you can go like multiple hours in a vault event and get 0 vault keys. Now that's not going to be a case. You'll be able to get a guarantee amount of vault keys. And in your first hour, you will definitely be able to hit enough gnomes to be able to find like 2 guaranteed vault keys, pretty much 1 or 2. So that's on top of whatever other drops you're getting too, while still having the full vault key chance of actually finding them. So should be interesting to see how vault event pans out in another month from now. Unfortunately, we just recently had a vault event, so it's ages from now until we actually get another. Kind of unfortunate this patch didn't come prior to that, but we'll have to wait a little while. Could I try Dwarven Gate, Rope Dart, Thrall, and Ubistet? I can give it a shot real quick. Let's see. That'll be the last thing we do then. What team can I just write over? Well, we just did the Archer class today. Let's go right over this. Dawnbringer. I mean, not Dawnbringer. Dwarven Gate. Hello? Oh, I have it set to Blackhawk. I was like, wait, why is nothing coming up? Dwarven Gate. Rope Dart. Thrall, Ubistet. And basically we have to Thrall into Rope Dart into Ubistet. Repeat. And Dwarven Gate keeps us alive while doing some mana accumulation. And I assume this is Explore 12. Banner, we want to have purple into +1 yellow. And we'll sacrifice red for it. And that should be fine. Okay, let's just run this in Explore real quick. Let's do one battle for now. We've run similar to this team before. It's not this exact team. So ideally we want to take purple immediately. We then cast Thrall. We then Rope Dart something. We then Ubistet it. Wait, Ubistet's not enough to kill? That's weird. Ubistet's actually not enough to kill in that situation? What's the point of using Rope Dart then? If it can't 100% kill. Use Hope's Crescent instead. Yeah, if Hope's Crescent can get into kill range, it's probably better to use than this, even though it has extra turn attached. Because Rope Dart doesn't seem high enough to consistently kill into Ubistet. No, it could have been because I wasn't set to magic. Wait, am I not set to magic right now? Never mind. I might just not be set to magic. But if I am set to magic and that didn't kill, that's a problem. Oh, never mind. Yeah, it will work. Never mind. I lied. You have to have magic on. Never mind. That actually probably is enough. Because if we do it with magic for both of them, they both get 12 additional damage, which should bring them into kill range. My bad. Oh, I don't have purple at start. It's going to be the big issue with this team. It doesn't have an Empower, so you have to depend on a starting purple, otherwise it goes very slow. Pretty much only ever use Empowers on my teams these days. It's because of how consistent they normally are. Okay, now it should be enough damage. So let's just poke something. And this should be enough. Okay, it is. Okay. Yeah, we just need to set to magic, and then it's enough to do its thing. Yeah, it's definitely not bad. I personally wouldn't bother using this team. It's definitely good to use. It's not a playstyle I really like, though. Also, its consistency seems to be even off, because even with magic, that wasn't enough damage. But it gets the job done. And if you like using it for Explore 12, it would definitely work. And it was killed with Rope Dart. Actually, I probably should have done the previous turn. I just feel like Ubistet teams in general, ever since he got nerfed, I just really do not care for using them. Oh yeah, with Bard class, you probably would get enough damage. You're right. But yeah, it's not a bad team. You could definitely use that as your Explore 12 team and do some pretty good speed. The playstyle of it's just not something I would really want to use, though, personally. But it definitely does the job. Let's see. Any other questions I missed? But yeah, you don't need medals on troops to do 12. You don't even need really high rarity things to do 12. Like, your Scale Shield Rowan team can be built by, like, your first month of playing. Possibly your first week if you're playing, like, really, really a lot. But, because their Scale Shield you get from 250 wins on Sentinel Hero class, which are obtained from our Scale Kingdom. Rowan you get for free from Forest of Thorns. Then you just need to randomly get a low rarity drop of Leprechaun. And then the only thing you kind of have to go out of your way for, though it's not too hard to get, is get some Chaos Shards and throw them at Sunken Fleets and hope you get Mirage Queen from the... What's your percent chance? You have a 2.97% chance per 20 shards that you'll get a Mirage Queen. That'll probably be the hardest component to get. But and then get it fully traded. But then, boom, you're good to go. And theoretically, you can actually do Harpy Mage instead in that instance. Which ought to be slightly easier to get. because Harpy Mage is, what's the percent chance on Harpy Mage? Harpy Mage is 6.05. Kind of just depends. Also, in the case of Harpy Mage, actually you do have to level up the Harpy Mage, don't you? Never mind. I was going to say you don't have to trade it, but you have to trade it up to its 75% mana start, which if I'm not mistaken is fully traded. So regardless, yeah, you do have to fully trait regardless. So it doesn't matter if you go Mirage Queen or Harpy Mage, you do have to fully trait them. So you will need a lot of trait stones then, because Harpy Mage needs 12 epics and the other one needs 16. So that could take a little while longer, but I don't know, it still kind of works out. It's definitely the hardest component, getting the Harpy Mage or the Mirage Queen. But the other 3 components are super easy to get. Anyways, any other questions, anyone? Otherwise, as I mentioned, we'll be back about 13, 14 hours. Be around about noon tomorrow. We'll go and farm up tokens. We'll go and mess around with seeing if we can maybe randomly get an epic vault key. Very unlikely, given that it is not a vault event this weekend. It's not anything this weekend. We're not getting any new content. But I'll still be going on the token grind and seeing how that goes. Make some progress on that. See if we can finally get closer to the achievement and getting all the kingdoms to where they need to be. We'll get some other loot along the way. But anyways, guys, I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll be back then, as well as 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, which is an hour and a half prior to now tomorrow, as we do every single night. And yeah, a lot of these streams for the next few days will pretty much just be trying to grind out for tokens, as that's probably one of the main things we need, at least in the current state of the game. Obviously, we can't really farm deeds, which is the other thing we really need, but there's not like an infinitely farmable location for deeds, which is kind of unfortunate. Be kind of cool if there was, but current game doesn't really have anything like that. But we'll make progress, go from there. Thank you all for watching. See you guys soon. Don't forget to go get the Mythic. You still got 5.5 hours left if you still want to go pick it up in Glory Gem Guild and VIP chests. Otherwise, you're going to probably have to pick it up for 4,000 diamonds at some point. It's not that good of a Mythic, but if you still want to get it, it is available. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everyone, and enjoy your weekend.